Good day to you, gentle person, and thank you for joining me as we have a look at Dire Decks, which is an interesting game. I wanted to show something a little different, no more sort of idle incrementals, at least for a day or two. So I went looking for shooters, and I saw this, and it's a deck building shooter. So I succumbed to the temptation. I decided to grab this game, take a look at it, enjoyed it. I found it very interesting, and wanted to show it to you guys. It is a little unpolished. There's still a fair bit to be done, so we'll have some critique to add after we show off some gameplay, but not too much. I think it's fairly early in its kind of life cycle, as it were. But the gameplay I found very interesting. Very interesting idea, interesting controls. So yeah, let's take a look at that and yeah, see how we think about it. Maybe you guys will come play it. The link will be in the description. So this is the page that you are greeted when we start up. So you can see it's quite unpolished. It doesn't really give you a start menu or anything like that. It's just straight into the game, and there are no quality of life controls or anything like that. Having a look at the game screen, on the bottom left you have your health, and I think this circle is kind of the progress through each level. As you get a little bit through the progression, this fills up, and then when it fills up you have the ability to make a choice from some changes that the game will offer you. On the bottom right, I think this is like your ammunition. So you get to make 4 shots, as it were, and then this has to kind of reload slowly, so it slows you down. I think that's right. We'll have a look at that. In the middle are your cards, and these define what kind of shot you are going to do. So, for example, this is just a single shot. So if you use that one, it'll just go pew, 5 single shot off. This is like a 5 shot, so it'll spray. It'll give you sort of a targeting arc, as it were, or sort of angle, and the angle will then fill up with 5 shots, which will fly out and hit anything that they happen to hit. And then there are different cards that fire in different ways and do different things, because this is sort of a deck builder game, so you can get various cards for your deck, and those allow you to shoot in different ways depending on what cards you are dealt. And then enemies walk towards you, and you have to take them down before they get to you by using your shots in various ways. And we'll see that in a moment. And there isn't really a tutorial per se, but there are these things that tell you about the controls. And I didn't find this very easy to understand. But my understanding that I have developed is I'm not quite sure how the mouse is supposed to work, how you select cards with the mouse. But you can select the cards with Q, W, E, and R. So if I press Q or I hold down Q, it'll select this card, obviously W, E, and R. And then I hold it down, it'll give me a targeting line, and then I think I just click, and then I fire that shot. So I can use the mouse to aim the targeting line. So, for example, if we hold down R, which will be just this single shoot a bullet card over here, it gives us this targeting line. Enemies start coming. And then when I release the button, it then fires it. So I need to stop these guys from reaching me, basically, by selecting an appropriate card. Oh, I'm selecting the 5 shot. See how many we get. Oh, we got 3 of them, and that managed to give us an update. Now, this is where the kind of deck building part of the game is. So we can choose one of these cards to gain, but we have to swap it out for one of these cards. Now, I don't find the 5 shots hugely useful usually, so I would much rather pick something else. And as you can see, there are little orange dots telling us how fast these cards shoot. So this one will take 2 ammo, rather, not how fast they shoot, but how much ammo they consume. So these take 2 ammo, these only take 1 ammo. So I'm tempted to gain this bomb, because this just explodes in a blob and it kills all of the enemies in that blob. 3 love bullets is also quite powerful, because if you hit an enemy with a love bullet, he then runs off and starts hitting another enemy. Yeah, let me grab the love bullets and swap it out for one of these, because that's quite useful kind of later in the game, as it were. Let's take these guys out. I'm just using all the single shots for the moment. Alright, let's use love bullets. Okay, so they will now run off and start hitting the enemies. Let's swap a love bullet for a regular one because those are quite useful. As you can see, we're now reaching the end of our ammunition, so this is getting quite difficult, and we start taking damage. Alright, so we fired off the love bullets there. This one is locked, unlocks after 3 levels. Alright, I don't really want to swap any of these out because of how much ammunition they take. Alright, let's choose the bouncing bullets. We'll swap those ones out there. Might be useful. I keep wanting to press the number bullets, but it's just below the number bullets, so it doesn't help. Alright. Oh, I love bomb. Interesting. Next attack is piercing. Shoots 2 bullets twice. Let's try the love bomb. Why not? I like the idea of love bombs. I keep wanting to press. Oh no. The fact that we have run out of ammunition is a problem. We died. Alright, we run out of life skills. It gets quite hard because for some reason when I see that I keep wanting to press the numbers rather than the 4 keys that it's for. It's entirely automatic. It's like select a weapon, and I've played so many first person shooters and things that my fingers just automatically go to the numbers, and that's how you select weapons. So I guess my critique is it would be nice if you could change controls. My first critique is it would be nice if you could change controls in the game. And choose which buttons you can use to something a lot more comfortable. And obviously the other UI elements would also be nice. The quality of life, sound controls. It'd be nice if there was some music in it, anything like that. Just flesh out the UI a bit more, add some information in, add some immersion, storyline and stuff like that. I think, like I said, this game seems to be very early, very prototype stage in its life cycle. So there's a lot of niceties that make people happy to play the game, waiting to come through. So yes, the UI needs a huge amount of polish. The sounds are kind of muted, they're not bad. Like I said, needs some music. A little bit more interesting noises when it fires the guns. But the sounds are okay. The art is also very simplistic. I don't really like the color of this background. It needs a more interesting background and interesting sort of sidelines and things like that to match whatever story the game ends up sort of developing. And I think this desperately needs a story to explain why we're standing here shooting at, I guess, zombies or something marching towards us. I don't know. But the basic gameplay is really enjoyable. It's really fun. I like the idea of these kind of cards that define how we shoot, and then a deck that you can refine on the way. It is kind of high pressure. Like I said, with the way you have to sort of fiddle with the controls and things like that to select a specific card. And I'm not sure about this ammo counter thing like that. I guess it's a balancing mechanism, but I don't really like it. It's there, it's part of the game, it's fine, but I would make that like a hard mode or something like that. I don't know. The game, I was enjoying the game a lot, and then I keep hitting this stupid ammunition thing, and then it just becomes frustrating and panicky. So yes, a lot of niceties still required, but the base game here is very, very interesting. That's why I wanted to show it off, and I think it has legs. I think it's going to go far. And that's really is all I'm going to show you today. It's very, very hot where I am in the world, and so this was difficult to kind of lock down my area to make it as soundproof as possible and have the the ability to record this video. But I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I found this game. Yeah, so I guess the only thing that's left to say is if you like or dislike the video, please don't forget to leave a like or a dislike and a comment telling me why you liked or disliked it, so I can make better videos. And subscribe if you want to see indie games like this reviewed at least one a day. That's kind of what I'm aiming for, and I want to make some extra interesting videos at some point. Just waiting for things to cool down and calm down here a little bit. And I guess that's a thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you come play this game. Links in the description. And I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.